Hi everybody, Grammy Deb here. Going to read you another book today. It's another one of the Henry and Mudge books, and this one has 3 chapters in, so I'm going to read all 3 chapters for you. Another chapter book, and I have to go away for a few days, so I might not get to read every day, but I'm going to try to read as often as I can. I may have to do it with a different camera and read just some books, but I'll do it the best I can and try to keep up with it. So this one is called Henry and Mudge in the Green Time. And the first chapter is called The Picnic. The second chapter is called The Bath. And the third chapter is called The Green Time. And once again, this book is by Cynthia Rylant. And we'll zoom in here. Try to do it like we've been doing it the last couple of times. Since it seems to be working. So that you can see the pictures and see the words. Here's what 3 chapters we have to read. So, the first one, as I said, is called The Picnic. Alrighty, I think we're good to go. In the summer, Henry and his big dog Mudge like to go on picnics. Look how pretty out it is. Pretty soon it'll be nice like that, huh? Depending on where you live, it might already be nice like that. Henry packed the food. He packed jelly sandwiches, pears, and ginger snaps for himself. He packed dry dog food and popcorn for Mudge. They both drank water. On Sunday, they went to the park for a picnic. Henry put all the food on a picnic table while Mudge chased some ants under the tree. See all those little ants down there? I had my hand over top of them. See them down there? Mudge was so big that his tail went whack every time he ran around the tree. Whack, whack, whack. Henry laughed at him. Soon they began eating. Henry chewed his jelly sandwich while he threw pieces of popcorn into Mudge's mouth. Mudge is a pretty good catch there. Mudge always liked dessert first on picnics. While they were eating, a yellow bee landed on Henry's pear. Henry didn't see the bee. Henry picked up his pear. Oh no. What do you think might happen? I'll zoom in just a little bit more for you. What do you think might happen? There's the bee right there on the pear. Ow! Henry cried. Mudge jumped. The bee flew away. Ow, ow, ow! Henry cried. He shook his hand again and again and again, but his hand hurt more and more. It hurt a lot. Tears came to Henry's eyes. His hand hurt so much. It had a puffy white circle on it. Is he in there? Oh, poor Henry. Did you ever get stung by a bee? I did, and it hurts bad sometimes. Henry just had to cry. He sat down beside Mudge and held on to his hurting hand and cried. I cried when I got stung by a bee too. Mudge sniffed Henry's hair. Mudge sniffed Henry's hand. Mudge put his big nose in Henry's ear, but Henry kept crying. He's trying to make Henry feel better. Then Mudge licked Henry's face. Mudge Mudge liked the taste. It was salty. So Mudge licked Henry's face again and again and again. Every tear that Henry cried, Mudge licked away. Oh, looky there. He's licking all his tears away. Henry cried, Mudge licked, and the hand hurt. But in a while, picture down here, in a while, the hand stopped hurting. Henry stopped crying, and Mudge stopped licking. Henry looked at Mudge and smiled. Henry picked up a ginger snap. He took one bite and gave Mudge the rest. Henry's saying thank you for making him feel better. Thanks, said Henry. Mudge wagged his tail and waited for another cookie. He wants some more of those cookies. Okay, that was the first chapter. The second one is called The Bath. Who do you think is going to get a bath here, huh? On hot days, Henry liked to give Mudge a bath. Henry liked it because he could play with the water hose and because he could cool off. Look at him playing with the hose. Mudge is over here hiding. I don't think Mudge wants to get a bath. Uh-oh, what's Mudge doing? What's Mudge gonna do? Mudge hated it. Mudge knew when he was going to get a bath, he would see Henry looking for the dog shampoo. And when he saw Henry hooking up the water hose, he tried to hide under the steps. Think he's hidden? He's got his head hidden, so he thinks Henry can't find him. But it never worked. There he is, pulling him out. Henry would take Mudge into the front yard in the sun, and he would hose him down. Mudge hated it. His eyes drooped, his ears drooped, and his tail drooped. When he was all wet, he looked like a big walrus. He looked like a big wet walrus. Henry laughed at him. Then Henry would soap him up. Henry scrubbed his head, and his neck, and his back, and his chest, and his stomach, and his legs, and his tail. Mudge really hated this part. He drooped even more. Look at him. He's all bubbled up. Then Henry hosed Mudge down again, But before Henry could grab a towel, before Henry could get Mudge dry, Mudge always got Henry back. What do you think he does? Because when Henry let go... Oh, what's Mudge doing? Mudge shaking, 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 shaking. Mudge started shaking. He started with his head, then he shook his neck and his back and his chest and his stomach and his legs and his tail. He's getting all that water off of him. Mudge shook so hard that when he was done, he was mostly dry and Henry was mostly wet. Then Mudge looked at Henry and wagged his tail, while Henry dried Henry with the towel. You didn't need to dry Mudge anymore. He has to dry Henry off. He's so wet. The last chapter of our book. Here we go. This is called The Green Time. Okay. The Green Time. Beside Henry's house was a big green hill. Late on summer days, Henry and Mudge went to the top of the green hill. Are they all the way up to the tippy top? They looked down. They saw Henry's white house. They saw Henry's blue bike. They saw Henry's wooden swing. On top of the green hill, Henry felt big. He felt like a king. He saw his things below him and felt very big. Uh-oh, what are they dressed up like? I am king of the green hill, Henry said. He looked at Mudge. You are my dragon. Mudge wagged his tail. Uh-oh, look at Mudge over here. Henry's pretending he's a dragon. Your name, Henry said, is Fireball. Mudge wagged again. And you are very scary. Feel scary? Henry said. Mudge wagged some more. I think Mudge liked this game. He liked pretending. Henry and Mudge marched all over the top of the green hill. They met other kings who had dragons. They chased them away. See that? They're pretending. They're chasing all the other kings and dragons away. They met monsters. Mudge ate them. They marched and marched till they could march no more. Then they found a magic tree. Do you think that tree is magic? It was a tree for kings and dragons who were tired. Henry and Mudge sat down under the tree. Henry put his arm around Mudge. They were glad for a magic tree. They closed their eyes. They're tired. They played so hard. And a boy and a dog. You see that? slept together on the green hill in their green time. And that's the end of the story. It was 3 chapters, all about Henry and Mudge. I wanted to show you just so that you knew while I'm reading to you, when I look down, it's because I have the words on my, I took pictures of each of the pages, and there's the words. And then I can show you the book and I can read the words off of my phone or my tablet, whichever one I use. So I hope you enjoyed this book of Henry and Mudge again. I have some more of these, so we'll try to read some more. And then I think I'm going to start reading Hank the Cowdog, the chapter book, and The Wizard of Oz probably. So, love you all. Have a good night. Bye-bye.